All right, looking at the Unit 8 review, if you're needing some help on this, I'll just give you a couple hints to kind of get you started on each question. Number 1 says a rectangular pyramid and a rectangular prism have congruent bases and heights. The area of each base is 24, so area is 24, area of the base is 24, where h represents the height. So the height is h on each one. So the height would come down and be perpendicular. So that would be the height. So it wants to know which of the following statements is true. So if we're talking volume, volume of a prism is area of the base times height. Volume of a pyramid is 1/3 area of the base times height. So you just need to plug in your area of the base and then compare the two. Now notice your answer choices all have just an h with them. So you're not plugging in any number for h. You're just leaving the h by itself. So just plug those in, plug those 24 in, and then compare the two. Okay, number 2, a rectangular pool is filled with 29.4 cubic meters of water. If the pool is 4 meters long and 3 meters wide, what is the depth of the pool? So you're filling it with this water. So that means that is what the volume is. They give you the volume. Okay, it's a rectangular pool. So the rectangle base, it tells you, is 3.5 by 4. So you're going to have to find the area of the base. You're going to have to find what the area of that pool is, of the base, of the bottom. And then you want to know how deep it is. That would mean the same thing as the height of the water. So how deep the pool is, how deep the water is, that's going to be the same as the height. So you're going to use your formula for a prism, plug in your volume, plug in the area of the base. You're going to have to find the area and then solve for height. Okay, number 3. A local carnival sells 2 different containers of popcorn as shown below. Both have the same height and the bases are congruent. So the height is the same and the bases are the same. So which one has a greater volume and how many times greater? So you need to look at your formulas. This one has a formula like this, and this one is a pyramid, so the formula for it looks like this. So really all you're doing, because you don't know the area of the base or the height, you're just looking at those two formulas and deciding if the capital B was exactly the same and the H was exactly the same, and you plugged them in, which one would be bigger and how many times bigger would it be? Okay, if that confuses you, pick a value for B and pick a value for H. Plug a 10 in here and a 5 in here and solve them both and see which one is bigger and how many times bigger it is. All right, number 4, Raphael is cutting, pieces of wood to make a triangular pyramid like the one shown below. The base of the pyramid, which is going to be this here in the center because these other triangles are all going to fold up to make a point. The base is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral, that's going to mean that all 3 sides of the triangle are equal. So this one, and this one are all going to be equal. The faces are isosceles triangles. Isosceles means 2 sides are the same. So if all of these bases are the same, then this side and this side would be congruent. This side and this side are going to be congruent. And then this side and this side are going to be congruent. So the 3 outside ones are going to be equal, and then the middle one will be different. So it says find the surface area. It doesn't tell me lateral, so that means I'm going to find the area of all 4 of those and add them up. Don't forget, area of a triangle is that right there. So you're going to do this for the one in pink, and then you're going to do the exact same formula for one of these that are on the outside, and then they should all be the same. So whatever answer you get for this one, you can put that same number in those 2. And then you add all 4 triangles together because it asks for the surface area. Okay, number 5, this net shows the dimensions of Michelle's living room. She's going to put wallpaper on the walls. What is the difference in square yards between the lateral and the total surface area of the room? Okay, now you could find the formula for lateral, or find the lateral surface area and find the total surface area, but I'm going to give you a hint since you're watching this video. Think about it. Think about the difference in lateral and total. Total means all the areas. Lateral only means the sides. So if we were finding the lateral, we would only do this one, this one, this one, and this one. But if we find the total, then we are also going to do this one and this one. So the difference in the two, they both include all the ones that I've starred. The difference would just be the area in this one and this one. So I would just find the area of the floor and the ceiling, and that would be your answer, because that is the difference in the two. The difference is that you find the bases on total. So just find the area of the floor and the ceiling, and that's your answer if you add those two together. All right, number 6. It's kind of a weird shape. She's going to plant flowers in this. Think about it. This is a triangular prism. Okay, so this is just the table that it's sitting on. So here's your triangle, and then it's a prism. So here would be your height that connects those two. Okay. She has a bag with 4/10 cubic feet of soil. She wants to know if this bag will be enough. Will she have enough, and why or why not? So we're going to find the volume of the prism. Okay. So the 3.6 is your height. And then you have to find the area of this triangle. So area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, the base is 0.6, the height is 0.6. So half of 0.6 would be 0.3. So now we have 0.3 times 0.6. You have two numbers to the right of the decimal point. You have one there and one there, so your answer needs 2. So this part is 0.18 times 3.6. So multiply that, and that is your volume. Now, if your number is more than 4/10, then she does not have enough soil to fill this up. If your answer here is less than 4/10, then yes, she has enough, because she would have more soil than she needs. Whatever you get here is how much soil she needs. Number 7 says that you have a decorative box, and the box has, the cardboard is the whole thing. It says the chocolate box has a decorative paper covering only its rectangles. So this decorative paper is only on the 3 rectangles. So this is the lateral, and this is your total. So you're going to find the area of every shape and add them all up. Okay, so on your triangles, remember it's 1/2 base times height. And then on your rectangles, it's just base times height. These two triangles should be identical. They're congruent because they're the bases. So the lateral or the decorative would only be these 3 right here. And then to do the cardboard, you would do those 3, but then also add your 2 triangles. Okay, down here on number 8, we changed this to be a 40. So it would come out a little nicer. The company sells confetti in boxes in the shape of a triangular pyramid. So automatically, I should write this formula because we're talking pyramid. Each box contains 40 cubic centimeters of confetti. Cubic centimeters. That means 40 is my volume. If the height of the box is 15, so the height is 15, Which of the following could be the dimensions of the base? Okay, we have to keep in mind this is a triangular pyramid. All right, so let's look at what we have so far. If I take 1/3 of 15, that gives me 5. So this is what I have now. So if I divide by 5, that means the area of the base has to be 8. So these are all triangles. And like this first one, F, the base is 8 and the height is 4. So if this would give me an area of 8, then that's my answer. Okay, if not, then try the next one. A base of 4 and a height of 4. See if that would give you an area of 8. See which of these triangles would give you an area of 8. Now, this capital B here is a little deceiving. They just did that because it's the start of a sentence or the start of a line. Okay, but it's not the area of the base. It's only the length of the base. So it's a little deceiving on that. So find which of these, if this is the base and this is the height, find your area of a triangle and see which one gives you 8 as an answer. Okay. Number 9. Okay, hopefully you've read it before you start. All of this tells you there's an actual building and this is the measurements. Then there is a replica of it that is a 3-inch by 3-inch base, and then the height is also 3 inches. What is the volume of the replica? We want to know the volume of the replica. So this 62 1/8 doesn't matter. We don't care about the actual one. We're only looking at the replica. So volume of a pyramid is 1/3 base times height. So 1/3 tells me the height is 3. Now don't plug in a 3 for the area of the base. The length of the base is 3, but you have to find the area of the base. Okay, so find the area of the base and come back and plug it in and then solve for your volume. And number 10, the lateral faces of a sculpture in the shape of a rectangular pyramid are going to be covered with tile. The base is 3 feet by 5 feet. The net is shown. What is the area of the sculpture that needs to be covered with tile? The lateral faces are going to be covered. So lateral. It says the lateral faces will be covered. This just says the area, but you got to read up here. It asks you about the lateral. So we do not care about the base. So you're going to find the area of this triangle, this one, and this one. And then add them all up. Okay, this triangle right here and this triangle right here are congruent. So you need to find the area of that triangle and write your answer in both of those. And then the other 2 triangles are congruent. They're not the same as the ones in yellow, but those 2 would be the same. So then find the area of that and then add all 4 together.